Yeah, people take life for granted. Check this out. People show you how they actually care about you. And things like this happen out of nowhere. Check this out. See that? Boulder came through the windshield from an overpass. Struck me in the head. Bounced on my head. And went straight through the rear. 3 to 5 inch long. Rip in the head. 2 to 3 inches width. You tell me if this is survivable. A 10-pound brick coming through, storming through. I can't say how fast, but it's pretty fast. Seemed like a missile. And it did the same amount of damage to the top of my head. What's up, YouTube? Another day in this slum place we call home. America, land of the free, they say. Loose with it again, baby. But first, I got to take this moment and ask you guys to please like, share, subscribe. Subscribe if you guys have not. Leave a comment. Slap the thumbs up. Slap the likes. And yes, man, we on another one. This video, it's a little different. It's been a while since I made a video. I've been down for a while. As you can see on the thumbnail, I had a wicked ass accident. What some people may call a freak accident. But I look at it a little bit different. You know, it made me look at a lot of things different. But I'm going to speak briefly on the accident. I'm not going to try to stay on that for too long. But first, let's get into the accident. Okay, let's get into the accident. Okay, I was riding down a busy highway, crossing a expressway, going under a overpass, and I glanced up, and I just seen something just coming down towards my head, towards my windshield. As I got closer, the faster it got, and my reaction, I guess, was to look down. Shit, I guess, you know, from where it hit me at. But anyway, it was like a boulder, man. It was a big ass brick the size of a cantaloupe or some shit. And it came tumbling straight through my windshield, right where your head would be at. Right over my steering wheel. I looked down, my reflection was to look down, and I guess it hit me on top of the head, which was a good thing, because if it would have hit my face, it would have took my face off, and I would have been out of here. But I was close to being out of here anyway, but it hit me on the top of the head. But after it hit me in the head, it exited the rear. And it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I kind of blanked out for the moment. But first of all, when it hit me in the head, I was in front of a construction site, so it was dust everywhere. So I had to mash on the brakes. I was maybe going 40 miles an hour, so I couldn't see anything. It was dirt everywhere, dust everywhere. So I couldn't see anything. So I just, smashed the brakes, and all I heard was tires screeching, people trying not to hit me. And I thought I was going to go over the overpass, but I didn't. Thank God. Anyway, the truck came to a stop, and I just felt blood just gushing. It was gushing out the top of my head like like it was a bullet wound. And I put my hand over top of my head to try to stop, control the bleeding, but it was bleeding so bad. Then I started losing energy fast. And I looked around. I haven't seen my head at this moment. So anyway, I managed to open my door, kick my door open, reach my arm out, my leg out, pleading for help. Mind you, it's 1 o'clock p.m. daytime. And do you know that no person stopped and helped me? Not one. For at least I say 2 minutes. Say 2 minutes. It was obvious that, I was bleeding out. It was obvious that it was an accident. And it let me know that how people really think about one another. See, here's the thing. See, what I realize is people is selfish. They like action, but they won't help. Love action, but won't help. But check this out. There was one person that pulled on the side of me, stopped in the middle of the highway. She didn't give a shit about a car. She didn't give a shit about, my blood. None of that. And she jumped out and she grabbed my head. She looked at me first and her eyes got so big and she almost freaked out, but she had to keep her composure for me. So she told me to be cool, do not panic, because you're going to bleed out more. Okay, yeah, I knew that. But in the moment, it's kind of hard not to panic, especially when you losing conscious and you just blood everywhere. Then you're getting weak and you're about to pass out. But she kept me cool. And then still, not one person besides her stopped and helped. Insane. This shit is insane. So she kept me cool for a while. Nobody was coming. It's like 10 minutes now. Now I'm really out of it. Now she packing she already got my head packed and, locked up. But she only could contain it so much. But at this moment, I asked her, are they coming? She didn't respond because they wasn't. She didn't want to scare me. So then like another minute rolled by. She couldn't keep her composure, and she said, she let it slip out. She said, "Oh my gosh, it's so much blood," and I can feel her body shivering at this moment because she thought that, she was looking at me like I was dying in her arms, which I really was, and she kept her cool though, man. She kept her cool until firefighters came. They wrapped me up good, this and that. Long story short, you see me. I'm here. Okay. But I almost lost my life. If it wasn't for that young lady to stop and help, which is my best friend right now. That's my best friend. We talk all the time, and yeah, she looked like me too. You dig? The only one stopped and helped me. But that's my best friend, and she will always be my sister. You know, she'll always be family to me. And it just let me know how people really are in this world, in America. You know, it's pretty fucked up here in America. You know, it's bad. It's bad. You know, I've been around for a while. You know, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. But I'd be damned if I see someone bleeding out and won't lend a helping hand. So to all you people who rolled by me and didn't stop to help, you know what's up. Because nobody obligated to help anyone. I understand that. But it's a moral thing to do to help a person if you can help. If you can't help, it's understandable. But I know I can't watch nobody bleed out. Period. You know, safety's first. It is what it is. Get it. Yeah, but all these people that's selfish and this and that just want to see action though, you know, all of y'all gonna get what's coming though. You best to believe that. And that's facts. You dig? You know, people that do well by others and help others though, they're the ones that's they're gonna make it after all this bullshit. You know, because all this bullshit going on right now, it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. And I'm not talking about anybody specific. I'm talking about biblical. That's what I'm talking about. Because it is biblical times, whether you want to believe it or not. But you know, I realized that, like, really, nobody really gives a shit about you, though. You know, I may have two family members reach out to me to see, you know, after a lot of people heard about it, to see was all okay, you know, and which is cool. It's all good. I appreciate that. But you know, family members are the worst. And I'm going to speak facts here. Because family members always want to try to compete. You know, family members are the biggest haters. And those are facts. The biggest haters. And the thing is, a lot of people always think like, why do people hate on certain people who got less than them? See, what people don't realize is that the majority of the time when people hate on one another, it's not even about money. It's about you. It's about what you can do. It don't matter how much money you got. You know, if you can do this, that person can't do that, they hate you. If you're not as ugly as they ass, they definitely hate your ass. Because they got to make all the fucking money they can to try to get the girl. And they still ain't gonna have the girl. Not at all. They might have their present here and there. That's about it. And that's the main thing. You know, I ain't trying to say I'm this and that. No, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm the average motherfucker though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not the ugliest motherfucker. You dig? And, you know, it always be, you know, some kind of hate involved when it comes down to knowledge. You know, I mean, you can just know how to work on cars, and they can't, and they hate you for that. You know, they wish for your downfall, man. I'm telling you, the family is the worst. I even had one old fake ass cousin. You know, he ain't even reach out. So I reached out to him just to see where he was at. First thing this old jealous, ugly, hating ass say, I hear you about to be a wealthy man from the car accident. Instead of saying, hey man, you alright fam? How you feeling? You know, how you feeling? Now I did have a very, very bad head injury, like a bad head injury though. Like, you know, I'm blessed, and I thank the Lord for sending my best friend, an angel, to save my life. You know, and I'm thankful to still have my memory and, you know, and be normal. You know, I'm normal. You know, I just have little headaches here and there. Mind you, this was a couple of months ago, so, you know, I'm pretty much fully healed. I'm good, you know, but it's all thanks to Jesus Christ, the reason why I'm good. Let's get that clear. But it's going back to, you know, how people really don't give a shit about you. You best to believe, because if something happened to you, God forbid, you know, you might get talked about a day or two. Guess what? Life moves on. Don't give a shit about you. And those are facts. See, I raised my kids to never believe what no one say. You always go off their actions. Because most things come out of people's mouth is lies. Because everybody's out to benefit themselves. People is not out to help one another. And check this shit out. If it's a such thing of people selling their souls and all that shit, I know a whole, then everybody I know will sell their soul if they had a chance to, if that was real. No, believe that. I know that for facts. See, people will do anything to look a certain way. People do anything for $1. And that's some sad shit. See, me, loose with it. Nah, bro. You know, I prepare for tonight. I prepare for today. And if tomorrow come, I'm preparing tomorrow. You understand? But see, I'm preparing for survival. I'm not preparing to make myself look good for someone else. I'm not preparing to compete with the next man. Nah, I don't gotta compete with no one. You know, I just sit back and hope and pray and try to do what's right, so I can get on the right side. So I can get on the right side of the Lord. You best to believe that. But yeah, it's enough of my own ranting. I just want to put that out there. You know, like a lot of people say, you know, that's a freak accident. Like, I mean, it was crazy. And I don't even know where the hell that damn boulder came from. I mean, it seemed like it just came from the sky. Like, I mean, I never seen no shit like that. Like, and I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I've been around the corner millions of times. And I ain't always been, you know, the cleanest person. Nah. But I can say this. That moment, it wasn't nobody can tell me that I wasn't going to die, because I felt like I was going to die. I don't know how to explain that, but in my brain, it was nowhere that I was going to make it to the hospital. I just knew I was going to be out of here, you know. And my best friend who saved my life, she didn't even know that she was going to hear from me again. She thought I was going to be around. But thanks to her, and most definitely Jesus Christ, is the reason why I'm here. Because I'm supposed to be out of here. I guess it's the reason why I'm not. But I ain't going to boast on that. I'm just going to speak facts. And all these old fake ass people out here in this world is a fucking comic book. You know, everywhere I look, it's just fake people. Like, everything is fake. Like, the food is fake. I mean, everything is fake. Every single thing is fake. What you watch on TV is fake. Shit. what you see with your own two eyes is fake. You know, wow. The only real thing is Jesus Christ and those facts. Best to believe that. But yeah, I'm going to take this moment again to invite you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe. Smack the like. Leave a comment. I love to hear what you guys got to say. Just loose with it. And I'm out. Stay away from all these sucker ass haters out here. Peace.